Season 4 of Only Murders in the Building. Episode 1, titled Once Upon a Time in the West, is 39 minutes long, and it's really, really fun how this Season 4 premiered. It just keeps you engaged. If you like comedy, if you like true crime or true crime podcasts, this is a show for you. I've been reviewing this show episodically since Season 1, and we are finally back, and it's great to see. Season 3 finale was October 3rd, 2023, and the Season 4 premiered August 27th, 2024 on Hulu. We get a recap of what happened in the previous season, and we see Charles and Mabel and Oliver kind of doing the podcast and figuring out all the details. But then remember, Zaz, Charles' friend, is shot and killed. We know that's happened. So Charles is kind of wondering what's going on, what's happening. So they go to Charles's apartment. Mabel and Oliver go along with him, and they go in, and Zaz's body is not there to be found. So where is Zaz's body? What happened to that character? So they celebrate. It's dark. He doesn't put the lights on. They just celebrate champagne. And Charles falls asleep to the movie Once Upon a Time in the West, but it has a bigger significance than what you would think it does. And then Mabel keeps getting emails from this Bev Mellon, and it's like, what's going on? And then Steve Martin's character, Charles, gets also an email, and it's like, okay, what's happening? And basically Mabel says that they want to turn their podcast into a movie, and Paramount Pictures is the forefront runner to get the rights for this. And of course, Oliver is having a big meltdown because his kind of big Broadway debut has tanked after what happened in Season 3. And then it's like, oh, okay, that's happening. And then he's still in a relationship with Meryl Streep's character, Loretta, and it just goes on and on. So Charles, Oliver, and Mabel get on the plane, go to California, and meet with studio executives at Paramount Pictures, and we see that Molly Shannon from her SNL fame is playing Bev Mellon, and she's just doing certain things. She's explaining what Oliver is, what Charles is. She gets to Mabel, and Mabel is still having this kind of maybe a midlife crisis because she's homeless, she doesn't have a job, and she's trying to figure out what to do. And so after that, they go to Zaz's place, and you see all this mail outside, and she's not there. So Charles is like, all right, I'm not going to worry too much about it. They go to the welcoming party for the film, and we see that, and you've seen it in the trailer if you saw the official trailer, that the characters that are playing Charles, Mabel, and Oliver is really, really fun. Eugene Levy's character, who he's playing himself, is playing Steve Martin's character, Charles Hayden Savage. Eva Longoria's character is playing Mabel, which Selena Gomez plays, and Zach Galifianakis is playing Oliver, which Martin Short plays. It's really, really funny, and this whole party scene is really interesting and fun because it cuts to different one-shot takes, like a one-shot. You see Oliver and Zach Galifianakis talking about how to portray the characters. Eva Longoria is talking to Mabel, and then Eugene Levy and Steve Martin are talking together. It's great to see Steve Martin and Eugene Levy back together again doing something because those two are dynamic together. I'm curious to see how well this plays out in this season. And it keeps going on and on. And then Loretta comes in from her time in LA, or from shooting her TV show that she's doing. Her and Oliver talk. Mabel goes off to talk to Eva Longoria, and then kind of, Eva Longoria's character kind of tells Mabel, do what you want, but ask for what you want to do. So Mabel goes to talk to Bev Mellon and kind of gets a final number. And all the while, kind of in a way, it's like Charles is obsessed with finding Zaz. Sends a text message, where are you? Oh, I'm fine, this and that. But it's like, that's not the text message that he's getting back. So then he kind of sees Zaz go downstairs or wherever it is where the party is taking place, and he runs into someone, a big name actor, and it's like, oh, okay, I did not expect this actor to make a cameo appearance for this one scene. This actor tells Charles that, no, Zaz never showed up to play my part in the double, and then Charles meets up with Mabel and Oliver and says, we have to get back to New York right away. All the while we know and we see, and it happened in the beginning of this episode, that Howard, that cat-loving, friendly neighbor in the Arconia, now has a dog named Gravy. And Gravy is like really tense and trying to figure out what's going on. And the reason he has a dog now is because he's on a list where he can't have cats. So it's really funny and interesting. Howard is a very underrated character. So Charles and Oliver and Mabel get back to the Arconia and go to Charles's apartment, and they see the bullet hole because the front desk clerk, the bellhop, or I forgot his name, he has a note and calls Charles and says, "Oh, I know you want me to fix your window. You left this note here." And Charles is like, "No, I didn't." So they kind of break into Zaz's apartment and they find all this stuff here. And Zaz, in a way, wanted to tell something to Charles at the end of season 3. What that was, we don't know, but we see little details of how like certain things are on the wall, and how Zaz has like this kind of infatuation with kind of her bones broken, and how she had things done with titanium to fix her shoulder, which was done in Bulgaria. So it's all aspects of things happening, but then she's trying to do her own investigation. What that investigation is, we don't know. We then find out that Mabel is texting Howard, and coming to find out that Gravy is a cadaver dog. So the aspect of what's going on is like, okay, all the pieces are starting to fall together in this episode. So as I stated, they get back to New York and they go through each intricate detail. And in a voiceover, Charles, and I feel like it's really done really well. The reason they called it Once Upon a Time in the West is because Charles did watch the movie as he fell asleep in a few scenes before it. And then the entire opening act of that film is a silent 7-minute, just, sound, no dialogue, and scenery. And you see the juxtaposition happening, the blocking and everything. And in this episode, we see that kind of 7-minute sequence, but at the end of it, where they're going through trying to figure out what happened to Zaz, and you see Gravy, the dog, sniffing around, and you see Mabel getting worried, Oliver getting worried, Charles sending that text message like, "You're not Zaz, who are you?" Text message comes back and literally says, "Not your fucking friend." So it's like, whoa, what is happening? The aspect of how and where they found Zaz's body is really shocking, probably the most shocking of all the seasons of Only Murders in the Building, and that's the end of the episode. It's really quiet, it's really mundane, but it's done so well. This is a very well written first episode to start a season like this, and it's like, okay, who's the killer? Why are they doing it? Because it can be anybody now. And I mean anybody. It could be the big name stars that are playing the characters of Charles, Mabel, and Oliver, like Eugene Levy, Eva Longoria, Zach Galifianakis. It could be Molly Shannon's character of the Bev Mellon. I keep forgetting her name. I want to say Bev Golden, but it's not Bev Golden. It's Bev Mellon. Or could it be the head writer or the two twin sisters who call themselves brothers, which is a funny joke. If you don't understand the joke, then you don't understand good comedy. But it's done really well. The drama is there. There are punchlines where it's really good. If you don't understand it, you won't get the joke. But the aspect and the layers of each character is building and still building. We're still understanding each character, even 4 seasons in, and they're introducing more characters. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get a lot more cameo appearances from big name stars. Did not expect that big name star to appear in this one, especially for doing something like this. But I'm curious to see who does appear and who does show up, what's going to happen, or what big name stars will meet their demise in this season. And the aspect of what was Zaz really looking for? What did she find, and what did she want to tell Charles? And will this all wrap up in one big season 4 finale, or will we get another season after this, a 5th season? Just have to wait and see to find out. But this was a phenomenal episode 1 of season 4. I'm excited for this season. Love all the names in this. Love seeing everyone in this. This is what I call a really done well comedy drama show that is really, really good at the core of focusing on each character in their own right, also giving them a story, but also juggling the aspect of, okay, it's not about just the characters, it's also about solving a murder. So well done. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm excited, as you can tell, and I'm going to be doing my episodic reviews up until the season 4 finale, which is episode 10. It's going to be great. and I can't wait to see what happens. So let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 1, the season 4 premiere of Only Murders in the Building, titled Once Upon a Time in the West. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? Who do you think killed Zaz? Why do you think they killed Zaz? Who is your suspect? And I don't know who the suspect is yet. I'm going to say it's one of those big top executives for some reason that has a past with Charles and he doesn't know it. Do you think we'll see recurring characters from the previous 3 seasons? What big name actors do you think will cameo and appear in this season? And do you think everything will be settled out by the end, or will it continue? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. I'm Mr. Filmstock. Thanks so much for tuning in. And be sure you tune in next week for my episode 2, season 4 review of Only Murders in the Building.